So, guys, me and Larson are back. Had a nice weekend. I would say it would have been average. I went 10-10-1, but I had one big game that got me over the hump. How'd you do that? How'd you end up this week?
On the locks, I did all right. I mean, 6-4 doesn't look all right, but it's a profit. I had some other bets on the side that were okay, so came out a tiny bit over, but need to do a little bit better. I think my problem is the last 2 weeks I've just taken a night game and I've gone full throttle on it, and it has killed me both times. It was Alabama this week, so I got to avoid that.
Yeah, I guess we'll start early in the week. As soon as I was about to swear off weekday games, I get a Wednesday and a Friday win. I had Houston, UCF -3 and Houston +2.5. Both of those games at halftime were completely dead. Houston comes storming back down 17-7 to win 33-32. And UCF, I believe, was down at half and ended up winning 41 to 13 or something like that. So both of
Yeah.
those were good. Good for me. That was a good start to my week.
Yeah, I stayed away. I tried. I don't think I had a Friday pick. I was going to take Nebraska, which they didn't cover. So staying away is the best.
Yeah, I'll probably still be. I kind of got lucky on those. I'll probably still be staying away from those. Other than that, let's see who else we had. My first game of Saturday, the one that I was saying, I had 10 units on this game, which usually I rarely pump units into a game like this. But this was Mississippi State. We were pretty confident KJ Jefferson wasn't going to play. He did not play. Regardless if he played or not, I was pretty confident Mississippi State was going to absolutely shred Arkansas's defense. That is exactly what happened. That was definitely my best game of the day.
Yeah, same here. I was very confident in that one. One of the few I was really confident in. And they are a very good team. I really think they're easily the second best team. And they play Bama in Tuscaloosa. If that game was in Starkville, it'd be very interesting. Not to mention they're going to get Bama with Bama coming off of Tennessee. I just wonder how that's going to look. I'm going to be interested to see that spread. Yeah, I like Will Rogers a lot. The offense is clicking. The Arkansas defense couldn't stop them at all. So I thought we predicted that game. I mean, about as well as we could have,
Oh yeah,
really. So, and I ended up taking Mississippi State -14 alternate. It was like plus 170. That one was an easy one. So that was the best game of the day by far.
yeah. Another good one. This felt like a rat line at first. Texas absolutely blowing the doors off of Oklahoma. We talked about this. This was either going to be a rat line or Texas was going to come out and really whoop their asses. It
Yeah.
ended up being the
Yeah.
latter.
And Texas is legit. Ewers is legit. Oklahoma is kind of lost. I think I still believe in Venables. He's going to need a year to kind of get, put his stamp on everything. But right now, they are lost. They can't stop anybody. They're -7 at home to Kansas next week. I mean, should they be favored like that against anyone? I don't know. So, yeah, Texas is for real.
While we're on Kansas, very unfortunate Jalen Daniels got dinged up, but I did end up pushing on them. I
Yeah,
did get 7, thankfully.
yeah.
And so that was a push for me this week. That was one of 2 pushes I had this week. But that one was okay. It's not something I was going to be too upset over. I kind of told you on this show it wasn't even really any type of reason. It was just I'm betting Kansas until they lose
Let's
that
have fun.
principle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might take them next week. We'll see because they technically didn't lose. And this was probably my worst one of the day. This was me. My buddy said it was his game of the year. I told him I'd ride with him. I had LSU +4.5.
Yeah.
Tennessee just, from that first kickoff, once I saw LSU fumble that opening kickoff, I
You
was like, yeah,
knew.
this one's over. Yeah.
You knew. Well, yeah, it doesn't help that Brian Kelly did whatever fucking shenanigans he was trying to do. I mean, he was horrible. You could never get any momentum in the game at all. I kept trying to find anything I could get to have faith in LSU, and Brian Kelly shot it down multiple times. When you need points, he goes for it. When you need to punt, he goes for it. I thought it was some of the play calling was awful, but credit to Tennessee too, because I mean, I hate that I am so afraid of Tennessee, but boy, they can pick off Bama. They can. I don't know if they will, but they definitely can.
Yeah, that line opening as big as it did. I know it's gone down a little bit, but that line opening as big as it did tells me that Bryce Young is going to play this week. So we'll see
I
how that
hope
goes.
so. I really hope so. Milrow was that experiment did not succeed.
Yeah, we'll get to that game. Don't worry. It blew a very nice teaser that I had that really would have helped
Yeah,
me out.
yeah.
This was just a dumb brain bet. I had Wisconsin Northwestern under 44. I don't even know where this finished. I know I didn't get it.
It's the
It
second time this year though that we've bet a Wisconsin under, and they go and score all the points.
That's actually
So
really disappointing because this one ended at 49. I thought it was way worse than that, but it looks like there was no point. It was 28 nothing at half, which wasn't great. And then nobody scored in the third quarter, and then they scored 21 combined in the fourth. It looks like Northwestern may have got a garbage time score, so we almost did there on it, but it is what it is.
yeah,
These were
yeah.
two of your bets that I ended up taking. Well, one of them was one of yours. I had this one of them already. Navy plus 6.5. Navy killed Tulsa.
Yes, I actually regret I didn't take money line. I did like Navy though. They're playing a lot better. The service academies are weird. You know, a team like Tulsa that is a conference opponent, but going there is a weird thing. So I like that one a lot. That one was really nice. I got to start taking more underdog money lines. I tell myself to do it every week, and I don't, and I don't know why. So
Another one this week, UCLA. That was one that I really liked as well. I've been betting UCLA a lot this year, and they've been good to me. Um, yeah, I feel like I should have took it, especially with 4 points. It's either going to be all or nothing. And of course, the war dog
right,
that I took the money line on did not hit it. We'll get to that one as
yeah,
well. I'm sure you know what I'm
exactly.
talking about. Um, but yeah, UCLA was great this week. Um,
UCLA is very good. They're I think they could come out of the Pac-12, and a lot of people don't think that. I was high on UCLA last year. I took their win total over. I'm high on them this year. Thompson Robinson,
I
DTR
like
is nice.
DTR.
Chip
Yeah,
Kelly has them clicking. They're good. Yeah.
yeah. Um, and then I had Georgia Auburn. I fell flat here a few times. One day I'm going to stop betting us first quarter, first half. But today I was just I don't know. I just woke up and I started feeling it. And then I also lost out on the under, which the under, like
Golly.
I said, that one was more of okay. Georgia's 5-0 on unders this year before this game, and they were also this game had gone under 5 years in a row. So that was just kind of like a data, like a system play, and it still almost went under. I believe it went over by
If we
if Auburn
just
hadn't.
tackle
Yeah,
whoever it was, Hunter, whatever it was, if we tackle
yeah,
him, it's an under. So I mean,
yeah, yeah. That was unfortunate, but I did get full game, so that's good.
yeah.
Came out with something out of that.
Offense offense still looks a little slow to me.
They ran the ball well, which was nice. That's one
Yeah.
thing I did like. This was another dumb brain bet. This one offset my Wisconsin Northwestern. I got Texas Tech, Oklahoma State over 65.5. That one cash for me.
That's a very good one. Yeah, and I think Oklahoma State was minus 9.5. They win by 10. So I didn't bet it, but that was close for anybody that had that.
Yeah. Did you have any more noon or 3:30 before we keep going?
Uh, I had I had Indiana plus 22 against Michigan,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
and
They looked like they were hanging around.
there was a time in the third quarter where I was convinced that Indiana was going to win the game. Michigan is they're a little off right now, but then all of a sudden Michigan exploded in
Played for
the
them.
fourth quarter, and they were up by 21. They had the ball back at the goal line and took a knee. So that was a very
Oh
close
wow,
one.
I see that now. I see. Yeah, 31-10. That was a close one. Yeah, and
I was expecting do
hey,
what?
go ahead. Yeah, no, you got to go ahead.
I was expecting Harbaugh to like let's make a statement. Let's come in here and just score, score, score. I mean, they had it at the Indiana 20 because Indiana turned it over, and they took a knee. I was about to be pissed because I don't know how I wouldn't have covered that.
Now, did you have Boston College or was that somebody else?
Yeah, I had Boston College. I had that down as my worst beat of the weekend
Yeah. How
by
many points?
far.
How many did they need to cover?
I had 21. It was 24-3. I was fine with the push. I mean, I wasn't expecting Boston College to score a lot. I was thinking they could get more than 3. And just another case of why Dabo's an asshole. I
I
just
was just about to
absolutely
say
hate
it's just
him.
Dabo being a prick.
He just sucks. It's the red bandana game, man. Just take a knee. Have some respect. I didn't get
Seriously.
it. I didn't get it. So I just that's the worst. That was the worst.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see who else I had. I had Ohio State. So this game got
Yeah.
progressively better as we went along because I took them first quarter, and then I took them full game, and then I took their team total over. And they were a little slow there for a minute. I was at the Georgia game, so I didn't get to watch this, but I saw that they were not taking over this game like they should have been.
Well, so the thing that kept throwing me off, I had their team total over, which hit, and I did have minus 25 for them. The thing was, we talked about how kind of suspicious it is. It just felt like no one in the world gave Michigan State a chance. And early in the game, Michigan State would need to make a big play, and they got a pick six.
Oh, see, I
And
didn't see that.
when that happened, I said, yeah, I knew it. This is the type of thing that happened. Luckily, Ohio State is like Dabo. They just don't stop scoring. So team total over hits by 3 points.
I love it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I mean, he ran a fake punt of 46 points on
on Rutgers, yeah. On his old colleague, yeah.
Yeah. All right. The rest of my games this week were losses, so I guess let's get into these. Washington, one of the most disappointing teams of the week, undoubtedly. I thought they should be able to handle Arizona State. I was getting the updates on my watch at the game, and I was just kind of like, "Fuck, are you serious?"
It pissed me off.
Outright loss. That's a tough look, especially against the Arizona State team. Yeah,
horrible Arizona State team, and they did the thing where they kept coming back, and eventually they tied it late. I mean, it was too little, too late. But that's what you get with the Pac-12, though. That's what I had to tell myself. That's what you get. You have these weird ones. There was another really weird Pac-12 game at night that I'll touch on later. That's what you get with these Pac-12 games, and. Yeah, I think Washington might be a fraud, capital F fraud.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely are.
They're done. I'm not touching them.
Yeah, no, and another team that I'm done with as well is Arizona State Air Force. Against Utah State without their longtime starter, they just go out there and lay down. They didn't even come close to covering 10. They lost outright. So
they couldn't stop Utah State at all. Utah State's backup quarterback. 18 of 23, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns, including one wide receiver for Utah State that just went off. I don't know. They could not stop them at all. I don't get that. So that's brutal for me. I have them to win their conference. By Air Force. I'm not touching them.
Yeah, and then of course I have BYU money line. That one also lost for me. I knew it should have been a rat line. I was like, why is BYU not favored in this game? But then I saw this thing that they were getting both of their starting receivers back. Then I was like, you know what? Whatever. I'll take BYU money line, and they get embarrassed.
See, that's one where I wouldn't cross off BYU just yet because they're in a great rebound spot this week at home against Arkansas. It's looking like they're going to be the bet in that game. It's looking like the public's going to be on Arkansas. I think that line has moved a little bit in BYU's favor. So that's just a spot, a rebound spot.
Just want to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
And then the last one that I had personally that really came back and bit me, Alabama. I had them in a teaser. They blew my teaser because I had them with Mississippi State and I believe Ohio State, them. And of course they just go out there and I usually trust Bama at home, but it's going to be hard for me. Even when Bryce comes back, it's going to be hard for me to bet them anymore.
Yeah, I really don't want to touch them in Knoxville. I don't want any part of that. And I was loaded up on them with full game first half, team total, had them in a teaser, and I would have finished positive if I had not done all those. So that's just the name of the game. I gotta slow down with some of the nighttime slates because I had a great morning and a great afternoon, and Alabama killed me. It was really I thought too that was going to be one of the great upsets that I could remember if Texas A&M did that. I mean, with the backup, with Haynes King, who, he's a backup quarterback. He's not very good. In Tuscaloosa, just the play call, we don't even need to go into the play call. We all know.
That was horrendous. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I would have been 10, 4, and 2 before those last 5 in that night slate. So
yeah, it was a good day. It was going to be a good day for me. I don't know. It is what it is. I gotta learn. I'm better than that. I had ULM plus 14 against Coastal Carolina. Don't ask me why. It was just like a
you just
weird
Coastal
read.
Carolina. You fade them every week.
It might be that. Yeah. I mean, and they lost by 7, so that's a good one. I had South Carolina end up winning outright. So the Levis not playing for Kentucky, I was dead on with that one. So
yeah.
That's a bad loss. Kentucky's backup quarterback is incompetent. So that was a good one. There were some other notable results for us. Did you see anything with NC State at all?
I was just looking at that. I saw they won outright. I think I was in the game when that one was going on as well.
Yeah, they so Leary gets hurt. Devin Leary gets hurt. He's in a sling. I saw that they said he'll be back this season. They don't know when though, which is
Yep.
just a killer. Now they're going to Syracuse and they're an underdog, which will hurt. But they had to come from behind for Florida State. Florida State was driving. They could have kicked the game-winning field goal, and they horrible play call, just like a fade to the end zone, a bad pass. But NC State takes that one. And I cannot believe we're going to have to sweat out Georgia Tech under 3.5 wins because
I was thinking about that as I was walking home today. That shit pisses me off.
They
dude.
beat Duke. I mean, I didn't watch any. I didn't watch any of Georgia Tech and Duke, but I watched overtime, and Duke looked absolutely inept trying to move the ball. They slice a field goal. Georgia Tech wins. I'm trying to look and see what are they this week for Virginia?
I think they're off.
Are they off? When do they play? They play Virginia the next week. Yeah, that's going to be. That just really sucks. They're at home.
This looks like a light slate this week.
Probably a
not a lot of games actually. Just like physically, not that many games.
On the next week?
Yeah, week 7.
Yeah. It could be. This is the best. This coming week's the best week that we've had this season.
There's some good ones. Yeah, there's Alabama, Tennessee, Oklahoma, TCU, NC State, Syracuse. I saw Clemson, Florida State, Mississippi State, Kentucky. We'll be taking Mississippi State in that game. USC, Utah. Too. There's some good ones. I like this.
Yeah, it's a very good slate. I'm trying to look today. Go ahead and look at like who could be looking ahead. I'm worried about Mississippi. I don't know if Mississippi State goes to Kentucky looking ahead to Alabama the next week. They probably don't, but
it's definitely possible.
It's possible. I'm gonna look at, and I'll do that right now. Looking at Minnesota. I wonder if Minnesota's off because they go to Penn State in a massive game.
Oh, they play at Illinois at noon.
That has to be a bet right there.
That might be it. That might be it. Texas plays Iowa State. I'm just done betting anything involving Iowa State personally.
Don't want. Yeah, not at all.
Auburn goes to Ole Miss, and Ole Miss plays. I don't know who. Oh, Penn State, Michigan's at noon too. I didn't even see this one.
That should be a good one. I don't know what I'm going to do for that one. I think everyone's coming in betting on Penn State. The obvious thing to say is looking at that game and saying Michigan has not been tested, and they've looked bad, which they have.
Yeah.
And Penn State's probably underrated by maybe the AP poll, so people are going to bet Penn State. That's a weird one.
Yeah, I agree. We got Stanford, Notre Dame. It's a classic.
That's a good one. Stanford,
Duke.
Stanford. I have Stanford under 4 wins, and they were beating Oregon State the entire time. And Oregon State scored on the last play of the game to win. So shout out.
I saw that.
Shout out the Beavers.
Catch and run. Yeah, that was impressive. Yeah, no, there's some good looking games this week. It's a lot of games that I don't want to bet though. I'm not seeing.
I gotta let the slate. I gotta let it come to me a little bit because last week there were a lot that I was questionable on, and they will end up revealing themselves eventually. So
I feel like I had like 7 plays last week, and then by Saturday morning I had 21. It was like okay.
21. Yeah, I thought I went pretty light this week too.
Well, a lot of them, I were just a lot of stuff on the same game. A couple of them, like I had 3 on Ohio State, 4 on Georgia, 2 on Bama. So a lot of it was same game. But
I went ahead yesterday and bet Utah money line against USC.
This could be in Salt Lake City at 8:00. This could be a big. We see USC's turnover luck finally regress. Game.
Finally, against a defense that's competent.
I'm gonna lock that in as well.
I love UCLA. I think it could be the bet of the year so far, at least. So I'll be looking for that. It was a -2 when I took the money line, and now it's -3.5. That's a good one. I also took TCU at home to Oklahoma State. I'm worried a little bit about it because I think the public is going to back TCU too, but I can always hedge out of it if I need to. The Oklahoma State defense is not good, and TCU should absolutely torch them, I would think. But I'm high on TCU, obviously. That Big 12 ticket we have is looking great. So I'm on Utah and TCU right now. I will obviously be looking for some others, and they will reveal themselves eventually. So Texas is up to -17 right now.
Yeah, I see him at 16.5. I might take him at 16.5,
Wow, they were
honestly.
14 an hour ago.
I don't know.
That's
I don't want any action involving any Iowa State. I gotta slap
that's
myself on the wrist, man.
heavy sharp betting right there. It's got to be. The public's all over Kansas. I'm not surprised.
They are America's sweetheart right now.
They are, exactly. That should be an easy one. Let's see what's up here. The public's all over Virginia Tech.
God, I'm gonna take Kansas, or I'm gonna take Texas like an idiot. But
hey, Miami opened -6.5 at Virginia Tech. The public is absolutely hounding Virginia Tech, and it's up to Miami -7.5. That might be one. I don't know though. Do I trust Miami enough?
I don't.
I don't think I do either. Yeah, I don't think I do.
Ole Miss -14 against Auburn. Is Auburn going to get back up for this game in Oxford?
They've got to give up at some point here, right?
It might have been this week, man. They look pretty given up at.
They have a bye week. They have a bye week the next week. I wonder if they just mail it in.
That's when they can Harsin the bye week.
Mail it in and get to the bye week. They fire Harsin and they move on from there. That could be a good one. Will you be laying 14 with Cal this week at Colorado?
I don't know. Cal burned me last week, so maybe not last week before, but yeah. Now, I see something here that's really interesting. Tell me what you think about this. I got Arizona catching 16 points against Washington.
I did see that one. One.
I'll have to dig into that.
Here's something that just happened. BYU just went from -3. When I say just, I mean like literally an hour ago. This was different. -3. It's now Arkansas -1.5.
I see that.
That's got to be KJ is playing.
Yeah, I think he was pretty close this week.
Yeah.
Mississippi State's only a 7-point favorite against Kentucky.
Yeah, that one. I gotta wait and see what we think of Levis first. The public is all over Tennessee. Levis, I don't think I'm gonna bet. I don't think I'm gonna do anything regarding Georgia this week.
Nah, it feels like it could be a weird game.
Don't want to do anything with that one. Hey, is Bama Tennessee going to be your first quarter over 13.5 game?
Probably. Maybe. I need to see if Bryce is playing, which I'm sure he will be.
He has to.
Oh. All right. Well, we'll get into that this week. We'll have our Thursday show as usual. I'll try to have my voice back by then. But yeah, solid week all around. Units wise, I did completely fine just because of Mississippi State. So yeah, we'll have some picks for y'all. I think I got my eye on maybe 4 or 5 so far. We got a really good week of college football coming up, so y'all make sure y'all don't miss it.